town of Pacha's Neck. And again, as I said, we always try to get as many pastors together. So we had a contact person there, one pastor that this Gideon knew, and we spoke to him and said, look, we want to get the guys together. So eventually one of the chaps said, oh, but Pacha's Neck has got their own radio station. And why don't we go there? It was dark by now. Why don't we go there and over the radio waves, airwaves, ask the pastors to come to a particular place at a particular time? So we thought, okay, we'll try that. So now we went to this radio station, and they were very keen to have us. And we said, what will it cost? They said, well, it's 200 rand for 15 minutes. And so we had the chance to invite the guys to come in both Lesotho and English. And when we finished, I said, okay, how much do we owe you? They said, no, you haven't completed your 15 minutes. That's a difficult sum to make. You must come back tomorrow and complete your 15 minutes. And we'll take And so, all of the guys who turned up. And this was the pastor that invited us to his church. And when we got there, we gave our Gideon message. I gave some testimonies. And then we found out, as you often get the surprise, the pastor said to this other Gideon, oh, but you must preach today. The sermon is yours. And he was quite prepared. I think he was used to that happening to him. And the crux of his service was, you must not just have Jesus in your head, you must have Jesus in your heart. And I think much due to the pastor's wife, we made quite an impressive appeal for funds for the Gideons at the end of the service. They gave us, in this, which is a lot of money in that church, 320 rands they gave for the Gideons. What's more is that when we got outside, there were 5 guys that wanted to sign up for the Gideons. So we signed up, a few of them on the trunk of the car, and some of them on the bonnet of the car. And we signed up these 5 guys for the Gideons, and that was really, really exciting for us to see that. Now this is social distancing a la Lesotho. You can see the young guy there is just doing the social distancing. But it was fairly easy for us to get in nearly all of the schools. We had one of the Gideons was a retired teacher. He had a few years behind him already. And at many of the schools that we visited, he was the teacher to many of the principals of the school. They were his pupils when they were in school. And one school was a bit hilarious. This one principal was a bit hesitant to allow us. And he said, look here, if you don't let us give Bibles to these kids, I'm going to tell them how naughty you were when you were in my class. That did the trick. We distributed the Bibles. The only other school that there was some resistance was a Roman Catholic school. And it took a while to convince them, but eventually they agreed, and we did the distribution. And when we finished doing that, one of the other senior teachers came forward and she made a speech, and she thanked us profusely. She just said, thank you for giving the kids the Bibles, and they can read the Word of God by themselves. And that was really touching to hear that, the way that she thanked us. So off we went to Mogotlong, way up in the mountain kingdom of Lesotho, past the Sani Pass, Durlof. This is probably about the highest point we reached, this Kleng Pass, 325 or 3,225 meters high. And that's Kennedy Rottish, the regional director that I mentioned. And we got to Mogotlong, had a beautiful hospital. They allowed us to do distribution in the hospital. Amongst others, there was a TB ward, and the guys are fairly lonely there. Not many people are allowed into the ward, so they had time, to read the gospel once we'd given it to them. And these are 2 farmers. They don't quite look like the farmers that we are used to seeing here, but they were Gideons, and they were exemplary. They went through this hospital, spoke to the patients, gave them testaments. After that, we went to the prison. I didn't even get out at the prison. It was raining. They just went in and they distributed, I think it was 85 testaments in the prison. Then we went to the army, and again, they were exemplary. They were active and keen to distribute the Word of God in all these places in Mogotlong that we had the privilege to go to. The roads were always a challenge, and it was raining a lot. And this one particular day, one of these two farmers was in the vehicle with me, and the one made me drive down this road, sharp stones and steep hills, and I put it in 4x4. I was afraid that the vehicle was going to slide backwards in the mud on the road. And I was under the impression we were going to a school. So eventually he made me stop at a house. It turned out he just wanted to get his lunch before we did the rest of the day. As I say, the roads were a challenge. This was the last day we had to visit this church on the last day. And I don't know if you can call that a road, it's more like a canal or a river. I had no idea what's under the water. And you just drive 3 or 4 kilometers an hour into a pothole, more potholes in a row, and into one, you just hope it's not too deep. But eventually we made it to the other side of this road, and we got to this church. That was a blessing to get there, because the church was absolutely full, absolutely full. And we had a nice short service of 3.5 hours, and we had the opportunity to share the Gideon message, and again the same story afterwards. The pastor said, "Oh, it's your turn, you have to preach today." So this other Gideon again preached, and all throughout the service the people were very vocal. They were really participating in this whole sermon. They were very keen. And at the end, they gave us 460 rand from this church, and that was also very exciting to see that. Well, I cannot really give you an impression of the beauty of nature in the mountain kingdom of Lesotho. This is just a snapshot. You've got to be there to see the magnificence of nature around you. It's really beautiful. And you can see the cosmos taken root, spreading wider and wider away, further and further over the countryside. And that's basically what we wanted to see happen in Lesotho, that the gospel will be spread further and further and further throughout the whole of the country, throughout the whole of our own country, and throughout the 200 other countries and possessions and territories of the world that the Gideons are active. So my prayer, or my request for you was to pray for the countries that the doors are closed, where we cannot get in, and reach others with the word of God. Thank you very much.